Hi everyone, Leah here from EurekaCrystalBeads.com with another helpful beading video for you. Before I get started, just a quick reminder to go check out the rest of our channel, and if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and notification bell and you'll always know when we're posting new content. So today what I have for you is a fun, simple, easy earring design. We're calling this our Everyday Sparkle earring, and the reason that name is so fitting is because it's just sparkly enough to grab a little attention, but not so sparkly that you couldn't wear this lightweight earring every single day if you wanted to. And that Swarovski crystal mixed with the metallic nature of those seed beads really just lends itself to being a really versatile earring, and it's so comfortable to wear. So let me show you what pieces we're going to need to create it. Firstly, we have a size 15 seed bead. And over here, I have a 3mm Swarovski Crystal bicone. I have a size 8 seed bead. I have some size 11 seed beads, and I have my ear wire. Later on, I will be using chain nose pliers to attach the ear wires, but for now, we don't need those. And what we will use right now are a size 12 needle and some 6-pound fire line. And I have just a couple of feet here. It really doesn't take a lot to make this earring. And I have waxed my thread here just so that way we have some good tension and we can get this earring just a little bit tighter, because it does start to take on a little bit of a 3-dimensional look, as you can see. And that waxiness will help that to happen. All right, so let's get some of our beads dumped out here. Okay, now what we're going to do is start by picking up 4 of our size 8 seed beads. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring these to the end of my thread, and I'm going to leave a tail that's just long enough that I could stick a needle on it later and weave it in. So for me, that's just a couple of inches here, but whatever you think that you might need to do that with, that's fine. And I'm going to take my tail and my working thread, and I'm going to tie them in a square knot. And if you're not sure about what a square knot is, it's like a double knot, but that second knot is backwards. So it's like right over left and then left over right. And tying that knot is what's going to help us bring those 4 size 8 seed beads down into a wonky little circle, but I will show you how to make it less wonky. So once we have our size 8s down into a circle, we're just going to take them and just adjust them with our fingertip, because we just want them to sit nicely out in each direction. So if you take a look at it, you want to think of a clock, and we have a bead going off into each of the 4 directions of a clock. So we have 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. And that's what we want to see here in this little 4-bead unit. Now, before we add any other beads, I am going to travel through the next bead in my circle. And this is because I want to start my beadwork coming out of a bead and not coming out of a knot in between 2 beads. So just pull all the way through. And there we go. Now we are ready to start with the next step. So we're going to be using some size 11 seed beads next. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up 2. And I'm going to travel through the next size 8 seed bead in my circle. And as I pull them down, I may need to pop them into place a little bit with my finger, because what I want to do, or what I want to see, is I want to see them sitting at a little bit of a V. Very similarly to the size 8 seed beads right below them. And sometimes they don't always want to do that right away on their own. You just kind of have to pop them with your finger, and that will help that to happen. So we're going to do that a few more times, which will use a total of 8 of those size 11 seed beads. You can see how they just sit right down there. Go right into the next size 8 in your circle. And it's up to you whether you want to work clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever way feels most comfortable. Just once you pick a direction, you got to stick with it. And pick up the final 2. Now, when I go to add in these final 2 seed beads, I'm not only going to go through the size 8 seed bead that's there, but I'm also going to step up through the very first size 11 that we had picked up as well. Okay, so now that we've done our little step up, you can see that we're coming out of the very first 11 that we added when we did this round. Now what we're going to do is start to plug in some lovely Swarovski crystal. And we're going to make basically 4 little fringes, one coming out from each side. So I'm going to start by picking up a 15, a crystal, and a 15. I'm going to bring them all the way down to my little unit of beadwork here. See, just like this. And I'm going to consider this end 15 a stopper bead. And so I'm going to go back down through the crystal, but not that 15 at the end. And after I go back down through just the crystal, I'm going to pick up a new 15. And I'll give you a nice good close-up of this. Okay, so that way both of these 15s here are going to sit side by side. And I'm going to go through that size 11. That purple size 11. Where's my focus here? There we go. And you'll see what happens as I pull it all down. We get a cute little adorable fringe that's going to sit off of that corner. So again, we picked up a 15, we picked up a crystal, and we picked up this 15. We went back down the crystal, picked up a new 15, and then went down through the size 11. Now, we're going to do that again, but to do that again, we have to go through the size 8 seed bead, and then the size 11, so we get to the next side. Pull this all the way through. You can see how that sits out. It's just such a nice little point. So again, I'm going to pick up a 15, a crystal, and a 15. I'm going to bring them all the way down to my beadwork. I'm going to go back down through just the crystal. I'm going to bring my beadwork down to my mat so I can pick up that second 15. You can see right here. And then I'm going to go down through the other size 11 seed bead. Let me get that to focus. There we go. And then the size 8. And then I'll have to pull that through, and then we'll go through the size 11 right here to do it again. Just like that. So now we have 2 of our little points done. So I'm going to get these other 2 done. Okay, so I'm about to finish up my last little fringe here. You can see we have this lovely little star shape that's forming. So to finish up this step, we're going to go down through the size 11 that we typically would be planning to, and then I'm going to show you the thread path that we're going to follow so we end up in the right place before we can start our next step. So that's going to be going up. Make sure I'm in focus here. There we go. That's going to be going up through the size 8 seed bead, up this half of this first fringe, and we want to be coming out of the very tip 15, the very first fringe that we did. So we're just going to follow our beads straight upwards. Oh, and my needle actually was wonderfully cooperative and went up all of them at once, which is great. Now I'm just going to go through that 15 at the top. Now I know that the 15s at the tips of our 4 little points might be sitting a little differently than the one on either side of it, but that's okay. The next step is going to actually straighten them out, so you don't have to worry about that affecting it. So the beads we're going to pick up now, I'm going to pick them up first and I'll give you a nice good close-up. It's going to be 2 15s, an 8, a 3mm crystal, an 8, and 2 15s. Okay. So that's what we have. And I'm coming out of the tip of this little point. I'm going to go right into the tip of the next little point. Nice and simple. Now I'm just going to repeat this 3 more times. So I will see you back here in just a second. Okay, I'm just about to add in that last little segment here. So I'm going to go into the tip of the very first point that we started with, and that's going to pull this all together, as you can see here, but you can see it still looks a little flat. We don't have that dimension yet, and that's because this is still a little bit loose. We're not pulled really tight yet. When we pull really tight, you'll notice that it domes up, and we get a little bit of dimension to this. Okay, but to keep it tight like this, again, that waxing helps, but we're also going to now circle back through that whole ring of beads on the outside that we just added, and that's going to help this to keep that nice tight structure. So I'm going to take a quick little break, and I'll see you back in a second once that's done. Okay, so this has been pulled nice and tight. It's been reinforced. It is now staying nicely domed up, so it has that beautiful little rounded shape. And where I ended is the middle 15 in those little groups of 15s that we now have. So this was actually one of the 15s that was at the very tip of that little crystal point. So that's how you'll know it's the right one. And it's just the middle one in that little group of 5. Because now we're going to do a little decorative loop. So if you look closely at the one that we have here, you'll notice it's not just a perfect circle. We created some lovely little angles there that I thought mimicked some of the beautiful shapes inside here. So we're going to start by picking up 6 of our 15s, which at first isn't going to make a loop that looks very big, but that will change. And I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to loop around and go back through the 15 that I'm coming out of. And again, I'll give you a nice close-up. Okay, pull this down. We get our loop, and theoretically, you could certainly keep a very simple loop and you could just do that, and that's totally fine. That would certainly mimic the rounded shape of the outside, totally doable. But instead, we're going to add in a couple of more 15s that are going to give it those nice little points. So I'm going to go up through the first bead, and then the second bead in my loop, just like this. So you're coming out of the second bead in that loop. And the number of 15s we're going to be adding here to this loop is going to be a total of 3. 1 right where we are now, 1 right at the top in the center, and then 1 on the opposite side of where we are now. So I'm going to pick up a new 15, and I'm going to go right through the very next 15. And when you pull it tight, it's going to create this nice little angle. That looks a little funny right now, but that's because we need the other 2 on the other side. But we're going to pick up another 15, go directly through the next one. And the one that we just picked up now is actually going to be sitting in the exact top center. So you can start to see how that one's sitting straight up. And we're going to do that one more time and go directly through the next one. You can see how it forms this fun little decorative shape. And then I have to go down through the very last 15 in my circle, and then I'm going to loop back around. I'm going to go through that one that's at the very bottom center, the one that this is all coming off of. Okay, so it's the one, you basically want to end up coming out of the one that's at the tip of that crystal, the one that we started this at. When you give it a nice good tug, you'll see that it's just kind of a neat, interesting way to make the loop. And like I said, I think it kind of mimics the look in here, which I like. And at this point, the earring is done. You really just have to weave out your thread, tie some half hitch knots along the way. So I'll show you what that looks like. I prefer to do it in the outer edge of our circle here, just because it makes it easiest to get in and out of those beads. So all I'm going to do is get my needle behind the threads that are running through those beads, and then pull this all the way through, go through my loop, pull this down, and that ties a half hitch knot. I'm going to go through a few more beads. Whatever my needle just happens to pop through is fine. I'm going to go behind the threads that are running through those beads. I'm just using my fingers right here and here to sort of keep this thread in place. Go through your loop. And pull it down. And then I'm just going to travel a little bit more before I cut my thread off. I want to make sure that I don't cut right next to my knots, but I cut a little bit of ways away. So I'll always weave just a little bit more. All right. Let me cut my thread off here. And now it's time to add on our ear wires. So you take your chain nose pliers, you go to the loop of your ear wire here, you swivel it open to the side, always swivel open, never pull it open like this, always swivel. We're going to stick that right onto our little beaded loop and then swivel it back shut. All right, so there you have it, folks. The everyday sparkle earring, looking wonderfully versatile and sparkly and metallic. And I can't even tell you how lightweight these are. They're just really, really comfortable to wear and so easy to make. These are definitely a nice quickie project, and I think you guys are going to love making them. So that is it for now. We're going to link you to all of the products that I used, and make sure to visit us on over at eurekacrystalbeads.com, and hopefully we can satisfy all of your other beading and jewelry needs. Bye.